All right, all right, all right. We are back, and I'm very excited because I love going live. I love when my hopefuls show up, and I'm always looking forward to who is immediately in the room, especially with my hopefuls. So, what is the message today? And I labeled this live motivation for leveling up and what it means to level up, to move to a different space. Maybe it's actually moving to a different space. Maybe it's moving to a different sense of security within yourself, or possibly leaving behind versions of you that no longer align with who you are. And I'm reminded of this because I love the app, of course. And whenever I'm on TikTok, I'm always interested to see what's trending, see what shows up on my For You page. And I often see a lot of things directed towards individuals who are single or wanting to date or having their perspective on what it means to pursue a partner in life. And I'm particular with my For You page because I had mentioned to someone, I don't watch things that I don't actually want in my real life. I often say social media can be a reflection of where you are in life. If your whole page is how terrible the dating scene is, how terrible it is to put yourself out there, how terrible the people that come into your life are, that may give you a sign of your outlook. And that's not my outlook. I always believe everything coming to me is great. It may be a lesson, but it's not terrible. And as a person who is not in a relationship, I'm also okay with that. There is that dialogue of being okay where you are in this moment. And I also look at how I've met people, and it's often just on a whim or through people, but it's never through me saying, I have to meet someone, I want to meet something, I'm out looking to meet someone. I don't know if that's always the best way to go. If you're determined to have someone and you're just searching for it. Because I do believe it is a bit of timing, especially when it works. And for me, it catches me off guard, and I like that. And when I see the creators saying the dating scene is terrible, everyone's terrible, well, maybe it's you. What's up, Jerome? Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you in the sense that this is something that you can learn from. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's the perception that you have, or maybe it's something or a lesson that you are not ready to receive. And there is a space of accepting oneself. And I had this conversation with a friend of mine who said, I hate being alone. I hate being single. I just want someone. And I said, well, why is that? Well, I don't like myself when I'm not with someone, and I drink myself to sleep. And I was thinking, who wants to be around that? Who wants to be around someone who says, I hate being with myself? You're you. You're always with you. Who wants to be around you if you don't even like to be around you? And I say that in jest, but how often have individuals said that? And sometimes it's just misery loves and wants company. Thank you, Robert the Decoder, for liking the live. But if you don't even want to be with yourself, ask yourself why someone would want to be around you. Exactly. You have to love you. But what does that mean? What's up, Sylvana 1981? What does that mean? You see, when I read that, Jerome, I hear that all the time. But what does that mean? You have to love yourself before you're with someone else. But what does that mean? For me, it means I just have fun in every moment of my life. So a partner would just be having fun with me. I never have the thought of, I wish there was someone here because I can't enjoy life without someone. No, I'm already enjoying it. Therefore, I'm going to attract someone who's enjoying it as well. If I'm going out to eat on my own, what's up? What happened is that I am Stewart. I thought it was Lamp Stewart. Okay, what's up? The God particle, what's up? Loving yourself will bring someone. But the fact that when my friend told me I don't like being by myself, I'm terrible when I'm by myself, I drink myself to sleep, the first thought is no one wants to be around that. And that's okay. Seeing that space of, wait a minute, would I want to be around this? Is this something that I would want to align with and pair myself up with? A person that's saying, I don't like being with myself, so I drink myself to sleep. Think about that. That does not sound fun, and I would run immediately. And at times, people don't even need to say it. You can feel it. You can feel it. You can just feel something. Something's off. And I'll take it another step further. I believe I did see a great example of how a relationship can work long term. But if you haven't, what is the foundation? What is the foundation? Is it just that I stay home and cook and you go work and we go to the movies on the weekend and we're going to do that for 50 years? What is the foundation? What are we building? What do we want to create while we're together? Because if there isn't this outline, then the expectations of both may not be met because they're often not communicated. And it always comes back to whenever I speak us, if we're not exceptional at our own communication, how are we expected to communicate to a partner or to a friend what we want in life, what we want in a relationship, what we want in a friendship? How are you supposed to know that? How are you supposed to express that? And how do you know that, you know what, I'm a catch? Because you may be a catch, but you just aren't in the lake to be caught. Or maybe it's a transitional period because there's areas of growth within our life that I believe are necessary. Sometimes it's going to be without a person. And looking at that as a beautiful space. Thank you, Steel Horse Cowboy. I appreciate that. I do work on how my voice sounds, and I'm posting a TikTok after this about charisma. Because when I worked on the plane as a flight attendant, I always believed it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And this goes hand in hand with relationships. If you're unaware of how your message is delivered, how your voice is heard, how your words land, you may be sending out the wrong message unknowingly. Because I would say on the plane, I could tell someone, you could say anything to anyone, but you just have to know how to say it. So instead of saying, you need to get in your seat right now, I would appreciate it if you took your seat and fastened your seatbelt. Can you do that for me? It's the same exact message, but the way it's said is different. And initially it comes to my awareness. This is nothing about the other person. It's the awareness of how the words are coming from me. It's the awareness of who I'm talking to, and it's awareness of the goal. If my goal is just to get in an argument with someone, then yeah, I could just say, sit your butt down in the seat right now before. That will probably create an argument. With pleasure. I'm glad that you received that, Michael J. Thomas. However, if my goal is just for the person to comply, then I'm going to speak in a way where a person would want to comply. And I'm very aware of my voice. And I come from a line of passionate, strong women that weren't loud, that weren't demeaning. However, they carried a power with them that was felt, that wasn't loud, but you knew it. You knew it in the way they looked at you. You heard it in the pauses in their voice. They even had a gracefulness about how they delivered words. Thank you, Carl, for sharing the live. And this has a lot to do with our time and relationships, because everything that we want to say can be said and received when we know the goal. And if you don't know the goal, you may not get the results that you want. And having that goal. Thank you, Kenny Mack. Oh, look at all the star eyes and the heart eyes. Oh, you really think I'm fine. Okay, Kenny Mack 4000 at gmail.com. Thank you. Even that. Just a simple thank you and a smile goes very far. But until we know how to communicate, until we know the charisma that we possess, the power we possess, that does not have to be loud. It does not have to be, my father would use the example of dominion versus dominance. Dominance is when I'm forcing you to do something against your will. It's almost like I'm holding you down. I'm dominating you. But dominion is someone doing it willingly. They're coming along. I don't have to force them. And understanding that in everything we say, and a lot of my lives go back to speaking, because communicating is life. How we communicate to ourselves, how we communicate to others, if we know how to communicate, how we can better communicate, how we can select different words to get a different result. And so what does that mean? How can that affect us? How can we improve our communication? I will tell you after I take a sip of tea. And to even know how to communicate. Anyone in the chat now, is there anyone who feels like the way they communicate can be improved? Ask any question, because I am the speaker. However, it takes that awareness. It takes awareness. It also takes us wanting to improve and wanting to be heard and wanting our voice to affect people differently. You see, good afternoon. What? When I speak, my ultimate goal is to cause a perspection shift. It's not to change you. Inspiration is great, but to just change a shift in your perspective, your perspective. Because if you shift your perspective, you see something differently. If you shift your perspective, you're able to hold a different way of seeing something, which ultimately allows other perspectives to come. Because there is a space that's believed that there's only this way and that's it. Crypto Tracker, welcome back. I'm so happy to read your comment. Yes, I find that I'm communicating impulsively. I let things boil up until something needs to be said. Okay, so congratulations, because you're at a space of awareness, but you contradicted yourself in this way. If you find yourself communicating impulsively, then you're not letting things boil up. Meaning, impulsive is I have the impulse, I have the immediate feeling to say something and I say it. That is the complete opposite from allowing things to boil up until they need to be said. So is it that, okay, let's take it a few steps back. What needs to be said? And why is it so important that it needs to be said? Because often, not everything needs to be said. Being aware of why it may affect you and why you feel it may need to be said, I think can be a stronger place of learning. However, give an example, because again, communicating impulsively, initially I always say take your time, take a breath. If there's the immediate space of wanting to defend yourself, or if you're feeling triggered, having to defend something that you feel, that's for you to learn from. That's not for the person that triggered you. So if someone says, I don't like drinking tea, and I love drinking tea, and that creates a discomfort within me. Why did they say that? People don't like tea. That has nothing to do with the other person. That actually has more to do with me. And as we spoke about this yesterday, why do I feel offended if someone doesn't want to drink tea? And I'm just using an arbitrary situation because I'm typically drinking tea, but maybe it's because I feel I'm not being heard. Maybe I feel I'm being put down because I was always put down before. But that's for me to learn. That's not for me to have to tell the other person why they should drink tea, if that makes sense. Crypto, please give me an example, because again, not everything needs to be said. Oftentimes it's for us to listen to ourselves or do the work for ourselves, because telling somebody something, listen, if it's physical harm, I completely understand. If it's actual harm to yourself. However, if someone's just showing up and in their sheer space of showing up is disservice to you, that is you. That's not them. Let me know if that's clear and if that makes sense. And also, yes, communicating impulsively to me as I read it is the complete opposite than allowing things to boil up. And both are fair. It happens. having the awareness of why it happens may be more beneficial for us. For us. And I know this very well because as my time as a flight attendant, I learned that. For me to allow every passenger to put me in a space where I must correct them or tell them why they're wrong or tell them why they placed their bag incorrectly, as soon as I allow that to be a thing, it's going to be constant because I'm constantly going to be faced with that. So I really sat in a space of being discerning. Most of it doesn't matter. The moment I would step in, the moment I put on my uniform, people would come to me because the uniform means I can answer questions or maybe I would be able to help someone. So as soon as I had my uniform on, I would have to be into that mode, knowing that, but not everything needs to. First of all, yes, it is picking your battles. However, why does it bother you? What is it that is not safe within yourself that you must defend yourself? Because that could be it. And I remember someone saying that, like, you don't have to defend everything. Working on the plane, I'm never going to see these people again. Any passenger that would get on the plane, this is our only time meeting for the rest of my life. So why do I feel that I must tell them this or I must stand my ground? I don't. I learned how to pick my battles, but I also question myself like, why does that bring that out in me? What am I angry about? What's up, Bowie Brooks? What is this within me to have to defend? What's up, Carrie Ann? Nice to read you. I'm not going to say see you. Nice to read you. Why do you have to defend all the time? Now, it's a little bit different for me because I don't care. I don't care. I'm safe within me. People will just show up. Here's the thing. People are just showing up just like you're just showing up as themselves. Often people are not even attempting to offend you. So if we're in a space of, they didn't do that on purpose. I don't know if that's, again, I'm in a space of, okay, well, thank you for jumping in. I don't know if they have to have validation, possibly. And I'm just sharing this because I am in a space of, I don't know. Traveling the world has allowed me a space of saying possibly, sure. 100% of the time, no. But nothing is that important for me to defend. Now, if I'm being attacked, that's something. What's up, Zach Black? I'm happy to read your comments in the chat. But it always comes back to us. Thank you for the heart me. Why are you angry? Why do you feel unsafe? What is it that you must defend? Why do you feel that you must protect whatever opinion or thing that another person has the opposite of? Compared to the opposite of, oh, they feel that way? Okay. Most things aren't that important. But I'm just asking for clarity because if you could provide a example, that may be helpful. I would have people on my flights all the time. Thank you for liking the live and sharing it. Who were from different countries, backgrounds, social structures, everything. I make an assumption that, I'm not going to agree with everyone. However, I can allow their opinion to exist. I can allow their opinion to exist. And this may be enlightenment or reaching a certain space of, okay, so this isn't a workplace, this isn't a relationship. That's completely different. Because I don't know who she is, but she sounds like it's a partner. And that is easily communicated, because if you didn't do it correctly, ask the person what is their example of correct. If I sweep the floor and someone says this wasn't swept correctly, oh, okay, just show me what is correct for you. That's just a difference of how you see things, perspective. Well, nitpicky isn't a thing. We're kind of being freestyle right now. Paradise. That's not a thing. To be precise is to ask, well, what is correct? Let me know, because it could be I don't sweep the floor mats and that's the correct way to do it, but I did sweep the floor. You have to get to a space of understanding the other person's perspective, because to be nitpicky, that's not a thing. I can't categorize that. That can't be categorized. And I do love, what's up, Lalita? I love clarifying. I love clarifying. Please show me. What does that mean to you? I would like to watch you do it, and then I'll know how to do it. But to say nitpicky, that's still, you still aren't on the same page. So both of you have two varying opinions and still are not aligned. You could do it. The other person can think it's nitpicky, and you still aren't on the same page. So you're never getting to that space of actually aligning with what you both want. The point is, what is the goal? This is why I started with, what is the goal? If the goal is to have the floor clean, then that's the goal. If the goal is to have an argument, then you're right on your path to having an argument. But what is the goal? The goal is to understand what this person means by sweeping the floor correctly. Because once I know that, we will never have this interaction again. It could be as simple as, well, sweeping actually means sweeping and mopping. Oh, okay, well, I didn't know that. But the questions have to be asked, and there has to be a goal in mind. And this whole live started about relationships, and this is where I see a lot of misalignment, because there's no goal in communication. Specifically with, if a person's being nitpicky, sure, of course. And there's still the goal of being aligned in what we both see as clean, because then we will not have this debate or argument. And I care about you, and I want you in my life, and I want to understand you. However, I don't understand your description of sweeping the floor. So because I care about you and because I want to continue this relationship with you, I'm asking out of genuine sincerity and clarity. What does that mean? Because I love you, baby. It's something like that. That's how I would do it. No, you're not getting no crypto. You're going, I see you trouble. This is already it. It's not that it's a higher bar of cleanliness. It's not that. It's understanding what the person means by cleanliness or sweeping the floor. What does that mean? Show me. Tell me what that means. Tell me how I can physically see that. Because if I can't see that, I'm just going off of what I believe is clean or sweeping the floor. That's what it means. These phrases, and I'm calling you in, not calling you out. The phrases of nitpicky doesn't mean anything. Good afternoon, Maureen. The phrase of higher bar of housework cleanliness doesn't mean anything. What's up, Demetrius? What we want to do is get to the goal of sweeping means actually sweeping, moving everything, mopping, and polishing the floor. Oh, okay. I thought sweeping was just like sweeping by the door. Okay. Getting to the goal. The goal is to understand what the person means by this. Yes, have her show you, have her tell you, then say, okay, boom, 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 I did it. Is this it? Okay, now I know. Now I know when you say sweep, you mean sweep, move the chairs, move the floor mats, throw the mats in the washing machine and mop the floor. For me, sweeping is sweeping around the chairs, sweeping around the mats, and not mopping. You have to get to a place where you both are under a clear understanding of the end goal, not phrases of you don't know, you're being nitpicky. That's not how I do it. That still doesn't move you closer to the goal. And if this is your partner, I'm going to make an assumption that you want to still be with the person. So having the clarity and the patience to understand, I think will add a layer of respect in some way. I don't know. This is me. Because if someone seeks to understand, I'm also wanting to clarify and communicate. I don't care to argue. In fact, I don't argue. When I say there's nothing to argue about, there's not. So I can have high blood pressure? No. Let's get to a place of clear understanding. If that's not it, then we probably don't need to be together. That's it. Now this is my clear perspective. I don't know if most people actually want to be with their partners because they seem to not, I don't think it's difficult. However, this is me. I enjoy my space. I enjoy my being with myself. And until I have attracted someone who is on that same level, I don't try. Because to me, it's that easy. I do like communicating. And this also goes back to, I saw this with my parents. With a lot of relationships, it comes down to communicating and starting with, what did we see in the house? This is what I saw, communication, people talking, not people yelling and hitting each other upside the head with a frying pan. So for me, that's what's normal. But if that's not what's normal for you, then it may be abnormal to have this conversation. And then we just have to work our way through that. But dating, what do you want? Do you just want a partner? Do you want someone to be with for the rest of your life? Do you want someone to take care of you financially? Do you want someone to go to church with you? What do you want? Why do you want it? Start with that. Because if you just want someone to sleep in the bed with you, okay, then say that. Listen, I want someone, but for me, companionship is just having someone to sleep in the bed with me. Okay, well, that's not companionship for me. Start expressing exactly what you want. Well, then that's okay, but then don't go for, then change the group of men. Then change the group of men. And I often say it's you, meaning it's me. There's something about me where I'm not choosing correctly. And that's a beautiful space. Because someone said, it's not me. And I said, well, what about if it is you? You don't even assume that it could be you. What about if it is you? Thank you, Maureen, for subscribing. What about if it's you? What would that look like? And that's a beautiful space. Let me sit back. Is it because I only want men who are like, I don't know, that play the trombone? Is it because I want only men that are 7 feet tall? Is it that I'm just trying to recreate my prior relationships? Maybe that's not it. Maybe I need to redefine what a relationship is. Maybe I need to be open, because it could be us, and that's okay if it's us. It's always us. We're the ones choosing. Most, here's a controversial opinion. I don't think most people in Western society know how to choose well, because we're going off of really arbitrary things such as height or looks or what we feel they can provide for us. And communication is huge. Thank you, Maureen. Communication is huge. I'm in the same boat with you, Maureen. However, I'm quite content within my own space. And until it feels right, it's not right for me. And it can take as much time as I want it to take. Yeah, if you're using the same pattern from 20 years ago, it's probably not it. And what does that mean to step out of your comfort zone? What does that mean? Does that mean, like, just be open? I even said that for myself. You know what? I need to be open, because what has been working or what I thought was working isn't working. I'm going to be open and allow myself to meet people and just observe myself and see if I feel safe. If I don't feel safe, it's probably not it. Speaking up immediately. Hey, I feel uncomfortable when that is said to me. Hey, I really appreciate honest, consistent communication. And this is the first time, so this is why I'm sharing this with you. You said you were going to call me on Thursday, and now it's Monday, and I didn't receive a call. Now, I believe in one-offs. That happened one time. I'm sharing this with you to say, if this happens again, and you give me your word, and it's not fulfilled, I don't feel safe in continuing to build a relationship. Boom. You are giving a boundary. You are letting someone know your safety, what it was they exhibited, what you will do if it happens again. Not, if you do this again, I'm going to be mad. Okay. Right. Learning to communicate. Learning, this is how we started this, that not everything needs to be an argument. Really, most people, I don't think people actually know. They don't know you. They don't know what you like. They don't know what you don't like. They don't know your triggers. And your triggers are for you, not to lash out and say, you shouldn't do that. Maybe it's for you to sit and say, whoa, I didn't know that was there. I had this with myself. Yeah, I remember being with a gentleman and, well, go into that, because now you're saying that it's you. If you're trying to be open and it backfires, no, you maybe there's several reasons, but the fact that you were open is the point. Maybe it was the person just wasn't for you. Not everyone is going to be for you. That is the purpose of meeting people and being in that space of dating. You learn a lot about yourself through others, and allow others to leave. Allow others to show up as themselves, and if it doesn't fit you, that's okay. It's not going to work out, and that's okay. It's not, I hate you, and this is why all men, not all, anything is anything. There's the, all women who wear red lipstick are beautiful. Well, that's not true. There's no all of anything. I often say it comes back to us, but allow yourself the time. I am eclectic. I have lived abroad. I'm moving back outside of the country, and my independence for some may be with pleasure, may be intimidating. I don't care. I don't care. I travel often and I travel a lot. And from my time as a flight attendant, I'm comfortable traveling all around the world by myself. And I just meet people because I talk to people all the time. If there was a gentleman that felt uncomfortable, well, you already are. Um, if there was a gentleman that was uncomfortable with me just traveling, then you aren't for me. It's not for me to change you to be okay with me. That's okay. I respect it. I'm not going to change that about me. I am not going to change the aspect of me traveling. Oh, thank you, Alfonso. Me traveling for your comfort. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. Now, if it's something like simple, I don't like when you turn the music up extra loud. Okay, we can negotiate with that. But that, me traveling, is a non-negotiable. First of all, have your list. I had asked my sister, what are your no-go lists? Like, if this is demonstrated, this is done. The person had to think about it. Yeah, we're kind of jumping around. And Ruth, I guess it's about relationships. You'll probably learn more about me through this. Have the no, absolute firm no's. For me, it's illicit, illegal substances. That's a no go. Now, if it's an herbal cigarette, okay, sure. I partake in that sometimes. Edibles, I don't actually smoke anything. If it's psychedelics, okay, sure, I understand. That can be healing. But if it's hard, illicit substances, that's a no go for me. That's a no go. Someone who has a very hard, direct stance on their religious, thank you, soft wife life. And I love that. My mother was one of those. I love that lifestyle. Where the person is not open-minded as far as other people's religious stances, that would be a no-go for me, because I have friends all around the world from all sorts of different religions. What's up, Trey? So that would be a no-go for me. If it's someone who doesn't physically take care of their body, that's a no-go for me. I work out every day. And I remember meeting someone and the person never mentioned activity, like working out or going to a gym or going for a walk. That I don't know. I don't think about that. Maybe. It's not that big of a deal for me. And if we did, it would be a 10-year thing. I don't know if that's for me. I don't know if that's for me. I don't know if monogamy is my thing, just because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I could do a good 10 years, and then we could have a contract where we negotiate, do we want to continue this? We can have another 5 years, but marriage isn't that high on my list. But I could meet someone tomorrow and completely change my mind. I am, in that regard, I'm not traditional. I don't think it has any benefit unless you want children. I don't think so. But I could meet someone and completely change what I'm saying. But all of these constructs don't really appeal to me. And until It does, it doesn't. It doesn't. I can commit myself to someone, but also living abroad, if you're in certain European countries, marriage isn't really stressed as much because of the laws protecting just couples. So it's not like you need those safeguards. Yeah. And I don't really, I'm my favorite. I've always said this. I'm my favorite. And I've had fantastic gentlemen in my life. I don't even speak lowly on any of the men who have been in my life. They have all taught me things. They're amazing people. They were with me, so they had to be. And it taught me something about myself. And I think fondly of the men who have been in my life. And I've been proposed to. It just doesn't really appeal to me. However, as I said, I'm open. All of this, I could say this and tomorrow meet someone and say, that's it, I'm ready. I'm not even opposed to being married and getting divorced. I just don't think everything has to be final. My intention would to be to go into something with the thought of, okay, this will last until it doesn't. Same reason why I don't have children. It's a conscious, deliberate effort. I was in an environment of a very traditional relationship. Mother and father met, got married, had children a few years later. My mother stayed home, and I love my mother for all of the work she put into us and provided a beautiful life and cooked every day and did our hair and taught us how to walk through life with dignity and beauty and respect and keep our bodies together. And I'm going to die alone, soft wife life. There's no one else that will be in a casket with me. Who's going to be there? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think about that. I really don't. Who's going to be there? I will hire someone, okay? I will hire someone to be a caregiver. How about that? But I don't think about who's going to be there. Who's with me now? My old age. That is the. Do you understand? I have to say that's not a progressive question, because transitioning, I'm going to transition in life anyway. It could be friends, it could be family, it could just be someone that I've paid to be a caregiver. But I don't consciously think who's going to be there. I don't know. It's not that much of a thought. And I definitely wouldn't just have someone just to have them for the end of my life. I would not just get married to say, well, this person's going to take care of me for the rest of my life. That is okay. Maybe I will, but that's all right. Sure. Also, that having someone, especially like a husband or a wife or a child, does not mean that they are the ones that are going to take care of you towards the end of your life. There's that too. You understand that? Because your partner could pass, your children may not care, and it's not their responsibility to take care of you. This is my truth, not the truth. It's a truth. No one's responsible for you. I'm responsible for me. I have plenty of people that love me, and I love me, and I care for me. But exactly, Sammy 3 Speaks, that's exactly it. Do you know what money does? I just will have the person to do all of that. But if I had children, they're not responsible for me in their old age. Now, I'm someone that loves and cares for my parents, and everything that they need, I will make sure they have it. But they've also set safeguards up for them. Well, yeah, but I'm saying money in the sense of having a caregiver, not to buy someone for that. That doesn't really inspire me. Well, okay, sure. I would never choose a partner just for the thought of them taking care of me at the end of my life. I'm also going to outlive everyone because I'm going to live to a healthy, flexible, resilient, active 115. So there's that part. But yeah, I don't really think about that. And I would never, never, never give my family, unless they asked for the role of caring for me at the end of my life. Unless they asked for it. But I just want to stress the thought of not choosing a partner with the thought of they'll take care of me at the end of my life. That may or may not happen. But I feel safe and secure that however my life unfolds, I am confident that it will be the way I want it to. It will be the way I want it to. And I appreciate this. I do. I just don't think that that is a reason why I should choose a partner, if that makes sense. Soft wife life. And I enjoy this. Hello, Mild. I enjoy this. I just am not choosing a partner because of the fact that they will take care of me in my old age. I have 4 siblings. Yes, I have a large family. It's not even about, I don't think of age as old, because my life, I'm young, spry, and as I said, I'm gonna outlive everyone in my family. However, what I did witness is there is a beauty to having family that is able to aid you, especially. That's wonderful. I think that's beautiful. I come from a loving family. I'm one of 5 girls. My parents have been married over 40 years. And I think that's great. And there's the beauty of not everyone feeling that that's for them. Because what's up, Divine Tarot and Spirituality? Pull a card for me. There is the beauty of what I have created and what I create. I will add that even me speaking, when I spoke on the TED stage last month, which was a big accomplishment for me as a professional speaker, that is fulfilling. That is like pouring into something that reaps a reward. Pouring into myself reaps a reward. And I'm sharing this because oftentimes, yeah, and children are great. I love children. I've chosen not to have them. And I love children. I love my nieces and nephews. But if it's not for me, I'm not going to pretend that it is. And here's the thing. A lot of people are pretending that they're with someone and they don't even want to be there. They're there for the feeling of security, which isn't there, or they have to depend on the person for their lifestyle. And I understand that too. I've just decided to build my life and lifestyle and then attract that partner if that's there for me. If that's there for me. I live a very big, extravagant life. And there was a time where I only felt like I could have this through someone else. And it's not really career, it's just life experience. This is why I've traveled over 60 countries and lived abroad and learned languages and broken out of ways of thought that no longer serve me, because my life is, and I believe all of our lives are examples for others. And I want to be the example of someone who just truly chose to create what was best for me. And we're all doing that. But if and when I meet that person, then that's what it is. But until that, I live a beautiful life. I live a beautiful life. And I do not depend on anyone to provide me what I can provide for myself, including taking care of me, including whatever dream. I can build it until I meet that person and we build it together. But that is a precarious statement to share. And I understand it. It's not, no, Kenny Mac. It isn't anything negative, and this isn't an attack. However, the beauty of life is how we choose to build our life through our own authenticity. And I understand that it's beautiful to find your partner and have children and have a life and look around. I see that within my parents and in my family. And it's just as beautiful to be able to look around and say, I am content and happy at how authentic I've built my life. I didn't settle. I didn't say, well, this person can provide me with this, so I'll be with them. No. We're able to choose. And specifically, no, I don't. And this is what this beautiful conversation is about. There's also the area of women within the West, specifically the US, have only been able to make these decisions within the past maybe 40 years. Maybe 40 years. What was it, 1972? I think it was 1972 or 78. Please Google it. Where women were actually able to have their own bank accounts without their husband or father signing off. So this is a true statement of rebellion, to be able to say, I built this. Now you can come along, but women haven't always been able to make these choices. In fact, it's relatively new for a woman to be able to make this choice. So it is beautiful to say, I have found my partner and I have this beautiful family, as well as a woman saying, I chose not to do that because it just wasn't in the cards. And I really appreciate the life that I've built, because there was a time where women didn't even have the choice. And it wasn't that long ago. And let's add to it, there's several marriages that have spanned a long time, but women weren't able to leave. Women weren't able to say, I'm going to leave this, because there was a time where as a woman you couldn't have your bank account. People would frown upon you leaving your husband. You weren't even able to buy a home and all of these things. So the choice is up to you. It's all of it. It's not one or the other. It's the beauty of having the choice. It's the beauty of having the choice of, I am ready for my partner and we are building a life, or I'm going to build this life regardless if I find this person or not. I think there's beauty in both, in all existing, in all existing. And to continue to share with people, you do what's best for you until it no longer works for you. And if it no longer resonates with you, change it. Change it. That's it for that. Now, I have had lovely gentlemen in my life. Let me just say that. I am the one that left because something, it does apply. It applies for me. Sure, but it applies for me. Soft wife life. What I'm saying is it applies for me because there were times where as women we weren't able to do this. We weren't able to do this. So even for me, having the choice is the beauty of what that choice may mean for me. Okay, now, it's just a good love. I don't even think you know how great love for me has been. No, it's never the feeling of that. It was knowing that I didn't want to be there anymore. For me, I know when it's it. Yeah, I know when it's it. What has worked for you? I think that's great. And my challenge to you is to allow the option of seeing that there's a different method of going about this. I was proposed to in this mansion in West Africa. And then I was proposed to, I've lived a pretty extravagant life. And even for me to say no, most individuals may have said yes just because of what it could have afforded them. But I would know. I've seen a great example with my parents. And I also believe that it's timing. I do believe it's there for me. And that's just it. It's all of that. Exactly. Thank you, Tree. Yeah, everything's not for everyone. You get to build your life. I'm always ready. I'm not avoiding it. I don't think you quite understand. Okay, here's my challenge to you. My challenge is to allow the presence of love to not just be in a partner. Because the love within myself, the love that I have for my speaking career, the love that I have to motivate others, the love that I have to continuously grow within myself is all love. And it's not that I'm avoiding love. I don't think love can be avoided. And again, I have a great example of what partnership is. So for me, it is about not saying that I'm dedicating myself to something that I'm not truly ready to put myself into. Yes, thank you, Sammy3 Speaks. Of course it's not. However, love is love. And a bit of romantic love, I think, is fantasized. It's a bit fantasized. It's been sold to us as women. However, I know it. I have people that truly love me. I can call them and they will be there and they will listen. And then you don't dictate what I say. I'm the speaker. You're on Hope is Speaking. Soft Wife Life. This is Hope is Speaking. Not you are speaking. Hope is speaking. And diligent and intentional about my words, and I enjoy this. I just don't believe that the openness that I'm sharing with you is being mirrored back to me. So I would request to just allow the beauty of an opinion, and that's okay, sure. You see how that works? Okay, sure. Um, what I'm observing is a bit rigidness, which that's okay. All of this is a space to learn. But I will say, you don't get to tell me what to say. I'm the speaker. I was on the TED stage. Were you on the TED stage? I don't think so. We talking about love? We talking about love? Okay, so what now? What now? Yeah, but it's all in good fun, Marquita. It's all in good fun. None of this is like, this is TikTok, it's the internet. This is how this conversation started. None of this actually moves me to an uncomfortable space. It's a simple conversation and really a distinct, it's just differences. That's it. I can observe it and I can allow it. It does not upset me. In some way, it's educating me, and there's something I can learn from it. However, if you do come onto my platform and type something that isn't from a space of openness or wanting to learn instead of telling me, I don't know if this is the space for you. And it's always love. It's not we. It's not we. I don't know what people should do. I'm only sharing me. What other people do is what they do. However, okay. When I speak of love being romanticized, especially for women, women are constantly told about that, of maybe their knight riding in on a horse, and how they will be supported and loved and taken care of. That could be it, or it could not be it. It's what you decide. My real thought is, you build what you want. You build it yourself. And your Prince Charming may last for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, for the rest of your life, or it just may not be for you. I don't know. But whatever it is, it'll work out. Yeah. Of course. However, I'm intelligent, and I would just clarify it with you. Yes. And I'm aware of that. I am worthy of love, happiness, and respect. I am that. And there is the space of also, sometimes women telling women that they're unhappy because they aren't that. And ultimately, it's coming down to, what are my 5 favorite female singers? Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Janet Jackson. Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Janet Jackson, Beyonce, Patti LaBelle. There we go. And that's not enough. I would need like 20. Some people don't know how to love, but that's true too. Love in itself is something that will take possibly a whole life to understand. My day is fantastic and getting better in every moment. As I shared, I am love. I've seen a beautiful example of love from my parents. And I've had a lot of love and still have a lot of love in my life. Yes, womanhood is not kids in marriage. Womanhood is a woman existing. And, ooh, yeah, see, I would have to put Shaka Khan. I would need top 25, not five. And when I decided to speak, I thought my aim was to speak to just women, young women, because I'm somewhat of a rebel. However, okay, well, me, sure. However, if that's not someone's starting point, that may not be the understanding of love. Because outside of specifically the US, which is a very religious country, there's several countries that are not founded on the love of God. So if you speak to someone who's from, say, Norway, and say first you have to love God and then everything else falls into place, they may look at you and not understand that, because the country as a whole and the culture as a whole is not based, or the foundation isn't surrounded by a monotheistic religion. So that, although it's true, may not be true in all cases. No, I never said that. I never said I'm not interested in romantic love. I've never said that. I said it started with, I know what's for me. And if something's not for me, I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to make it for me. However, I did share I'm okay being with myself. I didn't say by myself, with myself. I have fun with myself, with my friends, when I travel, with my family. I have a great time with myself. So I'm not just seeking someone to have fun with, if that makes sense. Love is in everything I do. It's not just career. It's in everything I do. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's in everything I do. It is a flip-flop. I can counteract anything I say. I don't have to stick to one thing. Here's the thing. This is directly mirroring your perception of what should be. I can say that I like peanuts and then say I don't like peanuts, I like almonds 30 seconds later. Of course I can. I do think shared values and compatibility is great. However, openness and acceptedness can aid in that. I accept whatever anyone brings because they are them. They are them. Change my mind. That's the beauty of being a human being. I don't believe it was a flip flop, but let's say it was. Sure. So what? So what? I'm not rigid in life. I could probably date a woman and then date a man. I mean, I don't know. I don't take any of this that serious. This is the thing. I will make a joke out of all of this. Okay? It's just, yeah, that's true. No one should take me seriously, especially not you. Yeah, if I switch it up in 20 minutes, I'll switch it up in another 20 minutes. So what? We're talking on the internet. I'm actually talking to my phone. I don't take myself seriously. I don't take this that seriously. And this is all founded on the conversation of essentially relationships. And then I spoke of my act of not being married is coming from the choice of there was a time when women can't, and then this jumped off. But it's all love. It's just the exchanging of two different opinions. Ultimately, this is what I hope all 50 people in the chat will see. This is how you just allow people to exist. This isn't anger. This isn't frustration. This is allowing someone to share their opinion. I share mine, and none of it means anything. None of it means anything. I will get off and then go drink tea. It's okay. It's a lot of people are watching me, but I don't understand the point of that statement. What is the point of that statement? A lot of people are watching me. And what did you pick up about me? And I do have an audience. Yes. That is true. So where is this going? I think you should watch my TED Talk to understand me, because it will shed the fact on I am for allowing existence. And there's a beauty in each and every one of us. Responsible for what you mean and mean what you say? Okay, sure. Okay. What does that mean? This still isn't amounting to anything that's poignant enough to really build upon. What's up, cool Aaron? Young people are watching, but even flip-flopping doesn't mean anything. Do you understand? That term doesn't mean anything. I actually, flip-flopping off of what? I can change my mind. I don't know what I flip-flopped from. Why speak if you don't have good intentions? My intentions are always great, but my intention is always to be authentically me. I don't believe that I've flip-flopped, but flip-flopping isn't an actual term that can be described in the dictionary. So a flip-flop is a shoe. Yeah, here's the other thing. If your belief is to share that full love is having a husband and children and grandchildren, that has been done, and that's a beautiful aspect. Now I don't know where it's taking it, but it doesn't matter, because the more that you've typed, the more it just adds to the algorithm. And regardless of how you're saying that young people watch me and I shouldn't flip-flop, they aren't watching me for this type of dialogue. In fact, this is the first time I've ever done this on this platform, and it's somewhat enjoyable. But as I've said, and I would tell young people, so what? Within an hour, none of this will even exist to you or me. Within a week, we won't remember this. And in a year, it's like this wouldn't have happened. So whatever you've gained from this is progressive in some way for you. And again, the people watching me will see the perfect example of someone who is articulate enough to explain themselves, can keep my composure, and allow someone to just exist. Yeah, I mean, I could, but then that takes away from the algorithm. Tree, you gotta understand, baby. Bye. You gotta understand. This is a... Marquita, everyone who's witnessed this, let me plug in my phone. this is surely, I haven't, but what have why would I gain anything from this? Soft wife life. You are defining your TikTok name off of a man-made thing called marriage. That's all that I've learned. That the definition of how you want to be seen on this app is through a man-made thing called marriage. That may be enough. But I'm very glad that, and I have gained something. As I said, I wouldn't be going back and forth if I hadn't. However, I'm just going to continue to live a great life and travel the world and have these interesting, emotionally available, wealthy, strong, funny, articulate, multilingual men from around the world enjoy my presence and eat great food and continue to elevate my voice and show anyone that you can be anything you want to be. And if you want to be a wife, that's great. And until you get to that space, that's great too. If you want to marry a woman, that's great. If you want to try a bit of each, that's great. Make it for you, honey. Make it for you. Because some of these constructs just don't fit everyone. And as I said, I could be married maybe like 10 years, but then we would have to have a we would have to have a contract to like renegotiate, because I get bored. I do get bored. Anyone who says that they enjoy, well, let me not go into that. We're not going to talk about that, not today. This has been enough, okay? It P for me. It's the truth. It's the truth. People get tired of people. You do. And as the person said earlier, who's going to take care of me? I'm saying on my platform now, if you're choosing to get married because you want someone to take care of you at the end of your life, that may not be the reason to do it. Can you outgrow a relationship? Sure. Yeah, but I think as I've seen with, I would say, my parents, you just keep growing with the person. You can outgrow someone or you can keep growing with them. I do think it takes awareness of that, because you're always changing. My mom would tell me that. You're always changing. You're always changing. If I could look for love, what would you be looking for? I wouldn't be me. I don't think that's how you find it, by looking. I think it's timing. I think it comes to you when it's the perfect timing. But I will repeat this. I'm never actively looking. I'm always open because I am love, so I attract love. But I'm never actually looking. Everyone that I've had in my romantic past, it's been through a friend or like a friend group, but I've never actively looked like, hey, I'm looking for a boy. No, I don't do that. Your thoughts on boredom and peace being different sides of the coin? Peace and boredom are different. Like boredom, I don't really get bored because I can always find something to do. But when I speak of just like wanting something different, I am someone who moves often. I move every 3 to 5 years. I change my hair. I like change. So I don't think boredom and peace are different, because peace to me is composure. Peace to me is a feeling of safety and protection just within a space. Boredom is just like, I need something different. I need something different. I need something different. But I'm not the person to ask about that, because I switch it up. Yeah, and I do believe it comes and it tracks to you. And I think that's why, me being such a happy person, it's just come to me. I'm not looking. I'm open to it. I'm always open to it. But I personally haven't, I've been on a dating app once, but been traveling a lot. I've always met people. I'm not actually looking. I'm not, I don't believe someone could recite a time where I said, I'm looking for someone to fall in love with. No, I'm always ready, but it just may not be time. And I do believe it's timing. I'm always open for it. I'm always ready for it. Boarding is something you move away from. Absolutely. Yeah, things, absolutely. But boredom is just like ennui. Ennui, I believe, is boredom in French. It's just, it's stagnancy. It's like, I want something new. And timing is everything. I believe it's timing. Sometimes when you're forcing that relationship, it's just not time. It's not time for it. And all you need to do is just take the time for yourself, and it will come, and be ready for it. And there's an element of maybe not working for it, but allowing yourself to be malleable to what you can learn. Learn from it, learn in it, learn from the other person, with the other person, showing up as themselves. So for us to constantly, I allow people to show up. If something is bothering or triggering me, I'm an exceptional communicator where I will communicate now, at this age. It may be different before, but at this age, communication is everything. And that is the thing that I love. Like, when you can communicate, you have my heart. You have my heart. Or when I sit and say, when you arrived late, that created a space where I didn't feel supported, because timing and being on time means something to me. And the person says, okay, I understand. I'm aware. It won't happen again. That's all we need. Yeah, that's all we need. All we need is great communication. Well, we need more than that, because even my mom would say, it takes more than love for a marriage or a relationship. And we got all onto this from some other way, but marriage, sure, I'm open to it. It's not something, and I get this question often, do you want marriage and kids? Sure, why not? But until it presents itself, it's not something that I'm actively running in my mind. Although, when I meet that person, all of this will change. And as that prior person said, I will flip-flop. Everything changes. I'm letting everyone know now, when situations change, perspective changes. What I will say will change. This would change if I was married. Until then, I'm quite content where I am. And what else? Communication, thoughtfulness, I love thoughtfulness. What's up, King? I love, I travel all the time. So if you are not an avid traveler, that may not work. Uh, I don't drink, but I don't mind someone that drinks as long as they're not like taking shots daily and blacking out drunk. I'm like, I'll be you, honey. Do you. Just as long as it doesn't overtake, or as long as it's not harmful for me. Like if you like to shop and spend a lot of money, cool, as long as it's not harmful to your daily life. If you drink, cool. Thank you, B Morgos, as long as it's not harmful to your daily existence, meaning you're not able to be aware or to do your job or to take care of yourself. Outside of that, I just allow people to exist. No, I'm not responsible for that. That's the other person. I am not responsible for anyone's growth. Now, I can be there to aid in it if they ask me, but I don't feel that I am responsible. Whoa, even the word responsible, that's quite an existence to carry. I, no, no. My belief is I'm responsible for my own growth, and a partner can aid me, but they're not responsible. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, everyone, that you're loved, you are beautiful, and you are not alone. Much love. Yes. I guess I should announce I'm available for love. I don't know. I'm constantly being asked this, but I don't know. We've just learned a lot in this live. This was not the typical live, and I've appreciated this. Maybe we'll do this like what is today? It's today, Wednesday, Thursday? I forgot what day it is. Yeah. Ultimately, this live was about allowing people to exist. When Crypto Tracker, you spoke of having things blow over, being impulsive. This is what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter if I agree or disagree. It doesn't matter. It's not adding or taking away from my life someone else's viewpoint. And this is a big thing with just people in general. Allow people just to exist. This doesn't make me upset. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't take away from me as a speaker or me as a woman or me as a human being. That's okay. Sure. Have your opinion. That's what it's about. For you to share your opinion and for me to allow it to exist without it overtaking or meaning that I'm wrong or you're wrong or I gotta correct you. I don't need to do any of that. I allow it to exist. I observe it. Then I go on with life. Because I'm grown and sexy, okay? We're grown and sexy over here. We're allowing people's opinions to exist. With some nice rosy cheeks and red nails. And, yeah, social constructs, I've never... well, sure, but that's a space for you to work on. I don't care. Social constructs are just that, social constructs. And that also helped with all of my travels. I've always seen like, oh, okay, well, this isn't the construct here. I like to challenge these things because I would hear people say, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful and smart. You should be married. Why aren't you married? Like, why does that plus that have to equal that? It doesn't. It doesn't have to. And once I realized I have the control of building my construct, I don't have to abide by this implied construct that's there for me. Thank you. Aren't they beautiful? I get so many compliments about that, C Pants. So thank you. And I love a good lamp. Yeah, and even in the state of like relationships or what gender you choose to date, what people do is what they feel is best for them. I observe that, I let it exist, and I let go. That doesn't have anything to do with me. If I choose to say tomorrow I'm attracted to a woman and I want to go out on a date with her, well, sure, why not? Maybe it'll work, maybe it doesn't. I don't know, but so what? I don't think that has, what someone else does has no bearing on me. And I can just observe it. And I am under the belief that you have to build your life to your liking. Often, if you're building it to the liking of someone else, you probably will get to a space where you won't like it and you may not like yourself. Because you may say, why am I doing this? Oh, someone else told me to do it. Well, what does that have to do with you? What does that have to do with you? And as an adult, I take full authority over my choices. So again, I can say I made this choice, I sit with it. It's not because someone told me to do it or I thought I should do it or it's what's right at the time. No, it's what I chose to do. And if people will just have their opinions. Sure, that's a part of it. Everyone has a different perspective. I allow it to exist. Someone's opinion of me is not any of my business. If they make it my business, it still doesn't matter. But that also comes from a confidence within me. I'm very sure of myself. So your opinion of me is just that. It's some words, and it would make sense because we're all seeing life through our lens. From the moment we were born until this moment, we have constructed what that means. It actually doesn't mean anything about me. It doesn't affect me. I'm at a space where I can say, okay, sure. Okay, that's how they see it. I can't change anyone. Crypto tracker. I'm actually seeing how are you asking me? Because I will say again, I can't change anything outside of me. Whether it's a mom, a dad, a partner, my sisters, I can't change anything but my perception, my thoughts, and how I show up in life. And that can be difficult because there's so many things that we are unaware that are leading what we're doing. But yes, you can't change someone. Someone has to want to change and do the change, but you can't change anyone. Try it. You'll see how far you'll get with that, because it doesn't work. What's up? Hikam? Is that it? Okay. Well, then if you say you can, then you can. Thank you for, okay. Sure. Thank you for the follow, Nana. This is again, yeah, the more you love yourself, the easier it is to spread love. I'm grateful for you too. I'm wonderful to read your comments. Thank you, Mr. James, for dropping in. Thank you for the follow, C-Pants. Ultimately, with everything, and this is why I say go to my TED Talk. It is in my link in bio, or you can just go to YouTube and Google Hope, the emergency landing you need. It comes down to you. You. That's what I speak about. It's about you. It is not about changing someone, making someone understand you, countering what someone thinks. It doesn't matter. First of all, no one cares. And secondly, it's somewhat a waste of your energy. If you haven't gathered anything from this, gather that. Through that whole exchange, It doesn't have to upset me. It's just someone's perception of how I'm showing up in their reality. That's it. Why would that make me upset? Especially if it's a woman who is married. We have constantly been sold this story of how that completes us and how that's important. If it's important to you, sure. If it's not, that's okay too. But either way, allow it to exist without it taking you away from the happiness that is you. That's it. And within that, I am going to leave. I may come back on later, but there's a lot of projects that I need to attend to now and some videos. And thank you, Soft White, for the dialogue, because that's all it is. And I appreciate that I'm in a space that it's smiles and it's love and it's just respect. So just respect and know that, yeah, healthy dialogue. That's right, Paris. That's it. Healthy dialogue. Ain't no sweat on my back. Ain't no high blood pressure. Ain't no sweating. Ain't no discomfort. It's cool. It's cool. My cheeks is rosy. My nails are red. It's great. I have a cup of tea. Life is great. Life is great, okay? Maureen, always nice to read your comments. This is what I do. Well, this isn't typically what I do, but I like this. I typically come and give some motivation or inspiration through whatever has transpired in life. Today it was different. However, the message was to allow people to exist. It doesn't need to be a fight. I don't need to block anyone. And that's a whole nother thing. I don't even need to block anyone from calling me. If I don't want to answer the phone, I won't answer it. But the beauty is knowing yourself enough to say, sure. Sure. Thank you, Mr. James. My link in bio has my TED Talk that I gave last week. Last month. I come on every day. I put in my stories when that's okay. So it doesn't matter if I don't pick it up. That's just like someone commenting in the comments section. If I don't respond, it still doesn't exist. But I've never had a problem not calling someone or not answering. So I could block, but if you're done to me, it's just done. I won't answer the call. So I come on typically daily and speak for minimum 90 minutes. Sometimes it's 2 hours or more. If you miss my lives, because I don't have a set time, I will have my live time in my story. If you don't catch my live, I upload all of my lives onto my YouTube, which is the same page, Hope is Speaking. You can go to my daily TikTok lives and just watch. And subscribe to YouTube or not, follow me on here or not, come back or not. Whatever you do is what's good for you. So that is it, and I'll make a point to make a TikTok about this because this was a good one. Thank you. This was a really good one. Anything else? Yeah, Nana, if someone, listen, people know once I'm done, I'm done. And if I don't pick up, I just don't pick up. Plus, I'm known to change my number. And I'm known to move countries, so you can't really find me. So, what have we learned? Just to be... Wait a minute. What was that? I thought the dog got out. Thank you. And happy Thursday. Thank you, lovely. Thank you, Mr. James. Continue to be encouraging. Continue to let what's not for you to just be there. And continue to show up. Thank you, lovely, for the follow. Because I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. In the meantime, just live how you want. Flip-flop if you want. Change your mind if you want. Like, that is the message. Do whatever you want. That's it. That's it. People, as I said, people don't know. People dress bad. They eat bad food. They don't travel to beautiful places. They don't even match their socks. And they will tell you... Yeah, so that's okay. It helped me. It helped me in some way today. And flip-flops are great. I always wear them when I'm traveling, especially to hotels, because I don't like touching hotel floors and hotel floor showers. Outside of that, flip-flop doesn't mean anything to me. But I hope you gained something from this. Maureen, I love your stars. And I will see you tomorrow. Yeah. And I close all my lives with, be the reflection of love, because we all come from an infinite source of love. Show up. Show up. All I did was show up. All you did was show up. Neat King, all you did was show up. Mr. James, all you did was show up, and look what we did. And when you show up, make it look good, because I'm going to. And just observe. Thank you, Neat King. Thank you, lovely. Thank you. I take in all those blessings. Observe. People are just showing up in life. Allow them to show up without you showing out. Let me repeat. Allow people to show up without you showing out. It doesn't mean anything. To me, really, none of this means anything. So, I love you all. Keep your composure. I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.